Hi, I'm Senator Nancy Jacobs. I represent Harford and Cecil County in the Senate of Maryland. Before I was a senator, I was a delegate, and I was on the House Judiciary Committee. And you get down there and you're new and you don't know the people who are sitting next to you. Well, there's a really nice delegate from Montgomery County sitting next to me. And we had a lot in common. We both had young children. We both were working. We both felt very, very strongly about the things we believed in. We both liked M&Ms. And we would sit in committee listening to hearings, listening to people testifying. And over the course of a few weeks, we became very good friends. We took turns bringing the M&Ms. And we would sit there and listen. She was an attorney, which helped me a lot on some of the issues that we faced. And I had a legal question. I had Sharon on my left, which was appropriate to answer the question, the legal question I had. And then I also had another delegate who was an attorney on my right. And he was one of the more conservative attorneys, legislators, and she was probably the most liberal legislator there was. And I'm pretty conservative too. And so people were like, they just couldn't believe we were friends. Baltimore Sun did a front page story on the odd couple. They called us the odd couple. I mean, in addition to being different at different ends of the political spectrum, I'm 6 feet tall. She might have been 5 feet tall. We were just total opposites in a lot of ways, but we cared about our kids and we cared about children, and we had a lot in common in that way too. So we became very, very good friends. Well, after the Baltimore Sun ran their story about us, it got a lot of attention. It had gotten some attention in Annapolis anyway, because people couldn't figure out what in the world we could talk about. This, being so totally opposite on things. But you build relationships, and you don't always talk politics in Annapolis. You talk families. You talk husbands. You talk your jobs. And Maryland Public Television at that point, after they read that article, came to us and said, we'd like to follow you all around for a day and just tape different segments. We had a great time doing that, and they put on a little special about us, and it was a lot of fun. And from that point on, we were on Maryland Public Television State Circle every Friday night, because we would take point and counterpoint. And they knew they could count on us to be at different ends of the political spectrum, to feel very differently about this legislation. But they also knew that we got along well enough that we could give each other a hard time in, jesting and fun. But at the same time, present our point of view, which is like the people in Maryland. Everybody has differing point of views. There's no reason to be nasty with anybody about it. We all need each other down there. We need each other to pass legislation. And so Sharon and I were on Maryland Public Television almost weekly until she retired. And there's senators like that you become good friends with. The senator that sits next to me now on the Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee is Jamie Raskin. And he probably is the most liberal senator now that Sharon's gone. And he's a constitutional attorney. He's a law professor. He's brilliant. Do I disagree with him a lot? Yeah, I do. Does he disagree with me a lot? Yeah. But he'll be the first one to tell somebody, hey, don't give her a hard time about that. That's an issue she feels very strongly about. We feel differently about it, but that's okay. We all can feel differently about things and still get along and still work together on issues that are important, that matter to both of us. So you have those kind of friendships in Annapolis where that happens, where you do that. And, if you take everything so personally on different sides of the issues that you dislike somebody for what they believe in, that's wrong. Because you can always find some common ground. And you can always find ways to work together. And I've managed to do that over the years. I'm really happy that I can do that. Consequently, I have a lot of friends, senators and delegates in Annapolis because of that. And I'd go to the mat for them for what they believe in, and they go to the mat for me for what I believe in. And I think that's a good position to be in as a state legislator.